MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. I was looking at something else and got sidetracked there. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Hope you're ready for today. It's going to be some bad weather coming.
We got this narrowed down on the window from 2 until 6 is what the National Weather Service is telling us. Now, it's hard to really go out there on the limb without the radar already starting to show things. But probably 3 o'clock, you really better be ready there. But schools are going to be letting out early. We'll go over the list here in just a second of all the places that are closing early with this so that school buses won't be on roads is the main reason that we do this, to get them home safely to you. And that's what everything's going on. If you don't have your business listed here or your school, post that so we can tell everyone else about it.
Yes. Look, the wind is so... I saw Denise Burnside said the wind is brisk this morning. It really is. I mean, it's some strong gusts already.
Now, we've already had a home destroyed in Columbus, Mississippi overnight. A tree fell through a mobile home, split it in half. And this is, and I talked about this earlier this morning. If you live in a home and you've got a fine shade tree hanging over your house, do not, when the weather turns bad, do not stay in that room, because it can end up deadly to you. These people were able to get out. They were unharmed, but it doesn't always happen that way. And we talked with the Lauderdale County Emergency Management last night live. Why don't you travel roads when bad weather? Well, the same reason. A tree can fall as you're going down the road, and you read so many stories of people killed on the road. It's not that they run into the tree. It lands on top of their car as they're driving. And we don't want that to happen to you. No, because I got to have all the folks watching us that we can, every one of you.
And another thing, like if you have things outside, just even if the weather, even if we don't have a tornado and the winds get high, if you have anything loose that could blow into a wind, like we have a sliding glass door on the deck, or right at our deck, and I made sure I turned all the furniture over and moved it out of the way. But anything that could blow into your home or damage something, if it trampolines, they're good to turn over, turn it upside down if you can, because somehow the wind gets it and will take it,
Take you a couple stakes or something and put it in the ground. Those bungee cords, get it to the ground as best you can, because they will fly. I cannot tell you how many people always comment on that.
We came home one day and ours was missing out of the yard, and it had been a storm that day, and I'm like, somebody stole our trampoline. I mean, I didn't know, I didn't even think, because it wasn't bad in town, but it must have been bad at the house, so... it was laying down in the ditch way, way away from our home. So they can travel a good ways. Just be careful.
Yeah, absolutely do. Don't leave your shed doors open. You know those little ones, and they used to sell them at Sears and Roebuck. You know the little plastic building that goes outside? Yeah. Those will go too. Yeah. Don't leave the door open on it, because wind goes inside and makes it rock. So watch that. As we look at radar, and there's a lot to be said about what's going to be going on today, let's just look at radar where everything is at this moment right now. Again, nothing bad here yet. We do have that rain that's out here at Shreveport, Louisiana, Memphis, Jackson starting. That's Jackson, Tennessee. Out in the Carolinas, we've already got fog this morning. And look up here. This is what is coming southward. That's going to meet with the winds off of the Gulf Coast, and together it's going to be bad. Now, as we spoke to Storming Norman last night, who knows tons about weather, as he said, after these clouds burn off, remember, the hotter it is today, the worse that it's going to be with the weather today. So the more sunshine and hot weather, the worse it could be. Something to keep in mind. But look at that snow, Kansas City. Wow, Wichita. And I have been there. I went up to the Sam's Club when I was there in Wichita to buy a car battery when I was passing through. And big city. They got some bad weather there. That's a look at what we've got. Now let's look at the severe weather. Let's turn on the outlook for today. And this is what we've got. Now, I showed all of this last night online, but not everybody has the online program. If you're watching from TV, this is what we've got here. This is the bad area there from Clark County stretching northward all the way up into Jackson, Tennessee, on the north end of Clarksville, Tennessee, taking in Murfreesboro, Huntsville, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa. All of this area is a level 3. 1, 2, 3 steps of what we've got on that, which means the weather could turn bad. Now, we're going to go live all throughout the afternoon should something pop up. We'll start posting when things start popping up in the state to let you know as it comes near, because that's always a sign. If it happens in Brandon, an hour or so from then.
Or Newton.
Yeah.
I always know when it's going through Newton, it's just a short period of time before we're going to see it. So, in Collinsville.
Let's see, a bunch of Clarkdale folks watching this morning there. Pools, LaWanda mentioned that, your outdoor pools. It will pick those up and chunk them as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, let's see what else we've got going on. Let's bring up some of the National Weather Service stuff that we've got here. Here's our timeline from the National Weather Service. Possible storms today, a level 3 here. This is from Vicksburg to Jackson, right in here, 12 to 3, and from Brandon to I-Area, 2 to 6. So there we go, looking at that. This is the Alabama side, anywhere from 2 to 8 p.m. on the west side of Alabama, central Alabama, 4 to midnight. And then that eastern side of Bama over there in Auburn country, where they chunk that toilet paper up in the air all the time, 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. is when they're going to receive some bad weather. We want absolutely everyone as safe as they can be. You mentioned winds. This is what we've got here today. That's elevated, sustained winds of 25 to 35. That means a constant. Anywhere from 25 to 35, a strong. Gust of 40 to 50. That's where your trampoline is gone.
Yeah, for sure. Like iron furniture, too. Winds can move that stuff. You would think that it's heavy enough that it wouldn't, but it will scoot it right on across the patio or whatever.
Now, this is the outlook of the tornado possibility. We are in that 10 to 15% here, all of this area here. Now, again, and let me explain this of what I say about all of this. Tornadoes, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to hit here. It could be anywhere in that area. In comparison to what happened in Tuscaloosa a few years ago, can that ever happen again? Yes. Is this storm expected to be that bad? No. But just because they're hitting 25 of them, if any of these tornadoes hit your home in Detroit, it's just as bad as that storm was. It affects you. And that's why we stay on top of this. Your life, your safety, your home, everything that you've ever worked for is important to you. And we want it as safe as it can be.
That's right.
You already got your weather plan to go to your mama's, don't you?
Look, I have a bag packed with enough clothes for a day at least, And, I'm ready.
I used to know someone.
I took off today and moved my people to tomorrow. I mean, I'm prepared as best I can be, I guess. What?
I honestly knew someone who used to do this because, they always say that when a storm hits, all you'd be left with is clothes on your back.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. She would put her nightgown on. She would put her clothes over that and have 3 or 4 layers of clothes in case that she lost everything. She'd have an extra set of clothes.
Now, I used to do this, which is crazy. I know. People
was this last week?
Crazy. No. This is years ago. I had a little trunk, and I kept all of the pictures in it of my kids.
Oh, well.
And I anytime the weather got bad, that trunk went with me. It went in my car.
Right.
And I know that sounds crazy, but I was like, if nothing else, I'll have the, memories of my kids if something was to happen to my house. But
well, technology is changing. Now they have safes.
Yeah.
And I urge that now. That's a serious matter there of keeping up with photos because they can't be replaced.
Right.
Put stuff like that in the safe in your home. Most people have those. And make sure that you've got that. Now,
people probably think, or they're just going off and,
no,
going too far. But I mean, I just think about everything,
Well, that happens.
I hope that today is just a little wind, a little rain, a little, thunderstorm, and it's nothing more than that. But it's just good to be prepared,
As your mama used to say, better safe than sorry.
That's
and
right.
We're that people there.
Yeah.
Let's go over a few things that's happened overnight. Now, early this morning, we found out that we lose a home on North Hill Street. A car pulled into the carport. Now, let me do this. Let me show you the map of where this is, where everybody can, in relation, know what it is. This was early this morning. A car pulled under the carport, and I guess it was about 30, 40 minutes later, something to that effect. I could be a little off on the time on that. But soon after that, the car catches on fire and burns the house down.
Yes.
And that happened at the end of North Hill Street after you go past Skate Odyssey, down right in here, the 3700 block of North Hill Street. Keep this family in your prayers. It's just as bad as having a tornado hit your home. You lose everything.
My goodness.
And that goes back to the safe thing that we just brought up. If you've got a safe, they're fireproof now, and maybe some of your items can be saved on that. We also, not long after that, got reports out in the east side of the county as we go out to Highway 496. Another home was fully engulfed, and I'm afraid that they also lost their home this morning there. This was on Highway 496 in the 5600 block. I haven't gotten any more reports since we fired off about 6:15 this morning. But thoughts for these families. They'll be needing some supplies. I'm sure the American Red Cross is going to help out. But as a neighbor, if you live in this vicinity, check on them. Pair of pants, blue jeans, anything could help when you have nothing. And insurance can't replace everything. We all know that.
Yes.
Now, that's not the only thing that's been going on. Let's scroll down and talk about a few other things that's happening in the community. Let's first, before we get into this, let's go on over what we've got in people that are they're going to be closed today. I'm going to put this here so we can come back and talk about that old boy there. But let's get into closures that we've got today and throw this up on the screen where everybody can see this. Let me throw this up. All right, here we go. This is school closings that we're aware of at this point.
We got the Meridian Public Schools, the elementary, they close at noon. Meridian Public Schools 6 through 12, 12:30 is when they let out today. Lauderdale County Schools let out at 12. Kemper County, they're closing at 1 p.m. Patrician Academy and Butler at 12 noon. Newton Municipal School District, 12 noon. Enterprise School, 12 noon. Russell Christian Academy, also 12 noon. And Fundamental Nutrition, 12 noon.
Yeah, on North Hill Street there.
It left the screen before I saw the
I was a little too quick on that.
Community Christian School is 12:30, along with Daddy's Hands Daycare is also 12:30. Newton County Schools, Highland Baptist Daycare, all will let out at 12 noon. Quitman Schools, 11:45. Union Public Schools is 12 noon, along with Kemper County Schools is 12 noon, and Barbara Henson Daycare it's 12:30. Northcrest Preschool, 11:40. Choctaw Tribal Schools is at 12 noon. Lamar School will let out at 11:45. That's probably elementary. 12 will be the middle, and 12:15 probably high school. I think that's how they do that. And then Philadelphia Public Schools, 12 noon. So anywhere from 11:30 to 1:30, and some of them are letting out.
Kemper Academy will be 1 o'clock. A few of the places.
1 o'clock.
And if we don't mention your school, let us know. We'd like to do it. If you've got a business as well that's going to be closing early, it's all about just being safe. I've worked for businesses that just didn't believe in safety for their. But you've got to consider you've got somebody that's working for you. Well, they've got children. And they're getting off school buses, no one at home to help them. There's a lot goes in to what happens there. We have good news. Let's put a little sunshine in the day this morning of what's going on. Buddy has been adopted.
Look, he looks so much better. It's the doctor, isn't it?
Yeah,
the doctor that helped take care of him.
And probably best because Buddy is used to that person.
Yeah.
And taking care of him during some rough times there.
I did read where they're going to try to make sure that he gets along with the other dogs, because she has other dogs.
Yeah.
So hopefully he will. Because, he'd probably be a little skittish after all that happened to him.
Buddy's been through so much that we cannot even imagine.
He looks so good.
He does.
He does. I was really worried he wouldn't be able to see. But it looks like he's doing good.
Yeah, it's just that little bitty place there that, and of course, being with a doctor will help out take care of that. As we turn our thoughts to our friends over here at Maple's One Stop Shop, boy, they sure are there for you. They're clean, convenient, and they are locally owned, and they've got breakfast already rolling this morning there at the St. Paul store, the Chevron. Well, you can go in and take advantage of those eggs, grits, bacon, everything that we love here in the South. Scrambled eggs, even more.
It looks so good.
Is that grits mixed over here with some butter?
Well, grits, and looks like sawmill gravy.
I like grits. I'm telling you, if you've never had a grit in your life, come on down to the South. Try it. You'll love it. Of course, biscuits, as you look at the menu there, only $1.39. You can get exactly what you're wanting on this. They're adding to this also. This will be soon coming to the Causeyville store as well. And for lunch, tender boxes. Oh, you got tater logs and a whole lot more, and fried chicken. We all have to have that in the South. Of course, the coffee program through all of their locations, those 6 locations there, your 6th cup of coffee is free. Visit them for cold drinks and a whole lot more there. Pizza, well, that's a bargain. You'll see them there. The lottery tickets as well. It's 6 locations from Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville, all across to Last Chance Tobacco Broadmoor and the 31st Avenue store. See them. That's a one-stop shop.
I was leaving home with a car full of my friends when suddenly we were thrust off of the road. A direct hit from behind. We were involved in a car accident.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm JC from Starkville, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $200,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back, as always. Those are a great bargain. Pennies on the dollars for your life there. We did have an accident yesterday on I-20 westbound 165. Everything turned out okay on that. I wanted to bring this up. The Meridian Police Department sent this to me yesterday afternoon, and they need your help. Yeah, let's take a look at this as we pull this up. This is someone meddling in somebody's car that they should not be messing with. This is why you don't leave your... See that purse? Just walked off with it. No, that was actually a backpack.
I didn't know what it was.
It was a backpack. I made a mistake on that. But that's what happens. These people roam the streets of Meridian at night looking for your stuff. Now, that was in the 6100 of Oakland Heights Street is where that happened. We got to put a stop to all of this. We don't like this, and you don't either. We don't want that happening to you there. As we move up, let's see here. Puppy dogs. And I'm going to quickly address this. If you're watching, and I'm not going to go into it, if you're watching there on YouTube, we got somebody putting some messages they shouldn't, and that'll be taken care of later. So y'all just ignore that. Puppy dogs. We mentioned this puppy dog, Raven, last week. And let me show you a picture of Raven. She needs a home, and she needs it bad. We had a lot of people go down and look at her, but no one took her home. $20 gets her to a home. And as I said, her time is getting near the end there at the shelter. They only keep them so long, and without saying what happens, I think. She's a pretty dog. She is.
She's really pretty.
Now, we've got another pup, Finn, who needs a home this week also. Finn is there, friendly, love to go home with you and be your forever home. So if you'd like to find out more about that, you can inbox me, and I've got the telephone numbers listed there that you can go by and take a look at them. They certainly want a place to be loved. You just can't stress that enough. And we had some more folks that wanted to, borrow some stuff that wasn't theirs. Police department sent us pictures of them, too. Here they are. And lo and behold, they're toting a TV right there when they shouldn't be. It's not theirs.
It's a lot of that going on.
It is. February 7th, this happened on B Street, around the 415 block there on B Street. As I said, neighborhood watch programs are springing up everywhere, and we want everybody to pay attention with that. Gasoline in California, $5.
Oh, my goodness.
Over $5 a gallon. Expect it to be moving to your way to a gas station near you in Mississippi.
I might be driving the car.
We also have another wanted person by the Meridian Police Department accused of, again, you're innocent until proven guilty, but if you'll watch the video that's attached with this, it shows that, it did happen. They're looking for this. They want to know who this is. Wanted for shoplifting. And this was
a beauty supply place. Right?
Yeah. You probably shopped there yourself. Let's see here. Let's see, the name of that was the Beauty Depot. And let's just pull this up here where you can see this.
I don't think I've been there.
As you'll look here, the video looking, and it's a little blurry. They're going to pick up the item.
She took a wig
and stuffs it down the front of her pants.
You want that on your head after that one?
Yeah. But shoplifting, the picture is out there. If you happen to know who that is, contact us or get in touch with the Meridian Police Department, and they will get that situated there.
Yeah, people are. That drives. I can't stand a thief. I just can't. What's yours is mine, and I don't have to work for it.
And there's a lot of that in the United States.
Right. Yeah.
Shad White has been busy again in the state of Mississippi. As we pull up pictures here, we'll just jump on out here. This was a volunteer fire department. As we look at this, here's the husband Here's the wife. They've both been arrested. Over $35,000 worth of products taken from the volunteer fire department. And Shad White and his team arrested them. They were volunteer fire departments in, let's see where that was. What county? I was looking for the county where that went on. Marshall County. Mm-hmm. You're going to get caught on that eventually.
That's what I don't understand. People who steal stuff like that, work for businesses and take money. I mean, do you not think eventually,
it's going to catch up?
Right. Eventually you're going down for it,
And where was that? Was it Jackson, Mississippi, where we saw somebody that was taking stuff from, I think they worked for the State Department and going and hawking it. That's going to end up in somebody's going to recognize state of Mississippi stamped all over it.
And what gets me too is these people who steal from businesses that they work for and they get away with it. Like they get caught and then they get a little slap on the hand and then they get fired and then they go on to work for somebody else. And what do you think they're going to do?
They do it again.
They're going to do it again, So
that does happen there. So as we get to rolling here, some more news stories that are happening. Have you heard about this?
What?
Carnival Cruise Ships is coming into the docks down in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. They detained, I think she's about 32 years old. I don't know the scene that she was doing, but they detained her. And I haven't gotten it really clear if she was handcuffed at the time she jumped or not, but she was handcuffed at some point, and she jumps off of the ship over the railing. The Coast Guard is still looking for her.
And this was where?
Louisiana, on the coastline there, New Orleans area, when the boat comes back in from a cruise. Now, they haven't released exactly what they done, but they are definitely, she's bad news.
Yeah.
They hadn't found her, and that's not looking like they might find her in a good way.
Yeah.
We hate to see that. Let's see here. Other things that are stirring across America. Don't know whether this is true. This is the headline as we look at this. An airplane, your mask that you wear. Of course, they make you wear them now.
Right.
But rumor is, in the headline of this, and again, the news source on this one, I'm 50-50 on it, whether it's true or not. But they're saying that a passenger was thrown off a plane for wearing a Go Brandon face mask. That's going to the extreme, is it not?
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think that people should be thrown off for wearing. No. I've seen people wear awful stuff on their shirts and everything else, and they're just let go.
Yeah. So that's one of the headlines that happened. Again, I can't confirm that one to be 100% truth on that. Bob Saget, as we talked about yesterday, and I think everyone watching would agree that if you had a family member that was killed in a bad way, died, that's a celebrity, you wouldn't want that scattered.
Or even if you aren't a celebrity.
Right.
Yeah. That's just crazy. That's a personal, like I said yesterday, a personal time for a family, losing a loved one, and any kind of even if it's an autopsy photo or any kind of thing like that, you don't want that out there for the world to see.
The judge has temporarily blocked it where the media can't show pictures or videos from Bob Saget's death scene when they went into the hotel room. Now, what they have released is they say that once he went to bed, the door, unless there's a way to rig this, was not opened again until the maid came back in when he had not been heard from, when they asked for a welfare check. But because you were thinking, well, somebody slipped out a few hours later.
Right.
And they're claiming possibly on the headboard. Does that make sense?
I could understand one hit, but yesterday when I read that, it sounded, it said that it was multiple, spots on his head that the examiner had seen.
Now, let's look at this. This is where I ain't so sure about that. Let's show you the picture here. Here's one of the bedrooms. It's just like where he was at. That doesn't have, that's just the back, that's screwed to the wall.
Yeah.
It's like my bedroom suit has a drawer and everything that comes out that you could hit your head on.
Yeah.
There's a flat, I don't see that there. Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. It's flat. He would have had
up against
to
the
have
wall.
Fallen from standing up and hit a corner or something right there. There's nothing to.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But
that may have happened.
Did you have a thing of the diagram of it was talking about where his head was hit?
Let's see here. I may have that. Yeah, here it is right here. This is what they're showing. What happened to Bob there? It's look how many places he had licks.
That didn't make any sense to me.
None of that does. So do you believe that no one entered the room after that?
I don't know what to think.
And here's this. Was there a piece of tape put on the, because you've seen it in the movies, it happens, you're locked, you can put a piece of tape over that and it wouldn't trigger that door had been open and you slip out and the door's closed.
Right. Or was it a room that maybe met with another room? Adjoined another room?
We're going to make a sleuth out of her just yet. But, and maybe somebody's...
It's horrible, though. It's an awful thing. And to not know exactly what happened, that just wondering what happened would be...
And Denise says, he could have had an altercation with somebody somewhere else before he got to that room. And it looks like, and y'all correct me, if you hit your head that hard... Wouldn't there be a mark, a piece of hair, something hung on the headboard that goes, it happened right here?
You would think, yeah.
Something suspicious, as they say. It doesn't add up. And I think most people would agree with that. Hillary has spoken. All right, y'all get ready for this. She says she's been set up. Really? Imagine that.
Oh, my goodness.
Lord have mercy. Florida woman used, let's see here, relief. During the pandemic, when they were getting money sent out.
PPP loans or something?
This woman used $15,000 of that to have a hitman take out somebody.
Good grief.
Hit on her boyfriend, so she had him taken out. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. We'll find out where that went. And I don't even know how to address this one of what is happening with the Biden administration as he's tapped a drag queen to take a political office.
This is going to make y'all it's probably going to floor you. It kind of floored me when I saw the photos. And I thought, surely this is not right or not true.
Let me get the office so that I'm telling this correct here. This is the Biden administration, and here's the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition. Now, there's nothing wrong in America. We're the land of free, that you can choose to be who you are and what you want to be. But I think it's also your right as an American to know who got that job. And the name of this character, I was trying to find his name here, is going to be Sam Britton, I believe is his name. And here's a snapshot. He's out on the town. There you go. There he is.
Really?
And mustache and jewelry, I like that. And the heels, really make that one. I like that shot there. And as we go across here, it just...
What is these?
That's even, I wouldn't even want to go there.
Just when I think things can't get worse or crazier, they do.
Uncle Joe.
Really? Who would allow that? I'm sorry. I probably am offending a lot of people, but that's just, you don't put...
It's your right as an American, again, to choose the way
it is your
you
right,
want to be.
But don't expect everybody else to agree with it, because
that's taking over offices in Washington. I thought you might want to see that. Oh, boy, I don't know what to say after that one. As Candace just said,
I'm kind of got a little nauseous.
you think
nauseous.
Just when I've seen it all, more comes.
And
Denise says it's the lady in red. It must be.
Yeah.
Now, as Gail said, making a joke of the United States, there's so much of this. And there is a change coming. There's without a doubt. Voters are going to the polls come November, and most likely there's going to be a sweeping change across America.
Right. Let's hope so.
But I look at that, and it floors me.
I kind of think that kind of puts the nail in the coffin right there.
Uncle Joe. Yep. Next thing you know, there'll be somebody in the Supreme Court. But again, it's your choice to be who you want, but it's also the choice of the American public to vote on things like this. We expect change.
So that was not voted on. That was just an appointed. Okay. Maybe everything needs to be voted on.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
As we turn to San Francisco, this is the first sign that we're saying even San Francisco is going, hang on. The school board, that woke school board that was so bad, 3 of them have been voted out now. Starting even in the California side. And there's good folks in California. I don't want y'all to ever think that I don't think there's good people out there. Yeah. It's just like here as you get into the South, the larger cities are run by a certain group that doesn't think like the rest of the voters. Change is coming, and as we watch that, some of the thoughts there, and we'll tell you about some britches that are making national headlines next, and they're going. It's because the way they look.
Yeah.
We'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace. Don't rush off. We'll share that with you next. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As I mentioned, the britches that are being talked about all across America. And let's go here. I want to say this is a basketball coach. Yeah, at Texas A&M. She says that people were being mean for other reasons, but I thoroughly think it's just because if you're a coach, everybody's going to be looking at you anyway.
Yeah.
Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Look at them britches. Who couldn't help but look at them?
I mean, really, that's the style. I mean, really, it is. But I mean, you'd think that, you might want to wear something a little less
fitting. Is that the word?
Yeah.
That's called. What's that word? Like a form fitting. Is that it?
I mean, but it is the style, and I don't. If anywhere else, it'd probably it's a little out of place. I think.
Yeah. The pants that got all the attention at the basketball game. That's what that was. I thought I'd share that with you. It made me cackle when I took a look at that. Just trying to see here. All right, we just got word from East Mississippi Community College. They're going to close at 12:30 today in anticipation of the severe weather. EMCC plans to resume normal classes tomorrow. So, Rocky, thank you for sending that in to me. So, EMCC also closing at 12:30 today.
All right.
As we learn, lots going on there. I was making sure we didn't get any other message there.
Yeah.
Be ready for this. If you're going to buy something and it's going to be rather expensive, you better get on the ball and get it taken care of quickly. The feds are looking at raising the interest rates. If you want something, go get it now before the interest rates start skyrocketing. They're expecting this to happen at any given time. Y'all knew it was coming.
Yeah, I knew it was probably coming. So.
Low interest rates are nearly over there. Our inflation is higher. 1982, do y'all remember when interest rates, was it 14, 15, 20%? That was the going rate in the 80s?
Yeah.
You could see that again. Used car prices, read that headline.
They've risen up to 69% in value, used cars.
Dodge van, the Dodge Caravan, also the Nissan Versa and the Toyota, and this one shocks me, the Prius.
Right.
One of the sought-after vehicles that people are after there.
Something to think about on interest rates, which I guess there's nothing you can do about it unless you can lock it in at whatever it is now or whatever they offer you. But variable rates, like if you have a home it's on a variable rate.
Like that balloon payment thing?
Right. Well, a lot of people will get a fixed rate, and that's the best thing to get. That way, you're locked into that rate when you buy it. But if you get your home or you get something on a variable rate, that can keep rising as the interest rates go up. Now, on some of them, they're only able to go up maybe once a year. They can go up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you might be paying like $200 and something one year, and the next year you might be paying $5. It on a variable rate. So if you could lock it in before they start rising, that would be a good thing to do.
Now, Denise brought up something, and I think I have a story on it this morning. I think I've got this in my I'll look for it. She brings up credit cards. The United States as a whole within the last year have put more on their credit cards than they have in the last 10 years on average, the average household.
Yeah.
Be cautious of what you overspend that you don't have. That's when inflation and things go wild.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back in time. There's not a lot of things that happened on this day in history, but there are a few. I remember the first time I heard this guy, I met this young lady, and I met her several times. She was selling T-shirts for him. He would become a thing of the past, and she would become a superstar. It's Brian White's birthday today. He was born in 1974. And of course, he had big tie-ins with the guys that were from Philadelphia with Pearl River.
Right.
But who was the girl selling T-shirts? Do you remember? At concerts. She walked around, sold them. I think they were $8, $9. She walked around the stadiums trying to get you to buy them. Martina McBride worked for him.
I was fixing to say Martina McBride. But
She sure done. Sure. And I say, you know how they say television adds 10 pounds to you?
She's tiny then.
I have that girl.
She's probably like pencil thin, but she's a pretty lady.
I've had dinner with her, and you want to give her extra pieces of cornbread because you're scrawny.
But I will say this: she has got a beautiful voice when she sings, and she's not one of those that they doctor it up. Like, she can really sing that good. I've heard her in concert.
Right.
Yeah. You know, some people you hear on the radio and they sound great, and you hear them in concert, and you're like, that don't sound anything like what they sounded like.
She's good.
Because a lot of people get in the studio, and I guess they tweak it. Them. You know, she's good. Just, you know.
I liked her. I've met her several times, and she was sweet as she could be. 2001, it would be 21 years ago on tonight that Brad Paisley was inducted to the Country Music Hall of Fame. No, the actual Grand Ole Opry is where he was inducted to. Nice guy. He is one of us. From West Virginia is where he hails from. He did a concert at the Neshoba County Coliseum some umpteen dozen years ago, if y'all remember that, and it was not a sellout, believe it or not. We were looking around going, where is everybody? I'll never forget that. This has happened quite a lot in his lifetime, but this was one of the ones that lasted longer than most. It started in 90, and they would divorce in 2007. Now, he's remarried since then, but Hank Jr. was headed back to divorce court today. That long, she got something out of that.
Yeah.
He just can't stay married, can he? We would also learn she had a lot of tie-ins to this area. She committed suicide on this date. 2013, Mindy Mccready, we would find out, shot herself on the back porch of her home on this date. Very troubled young lady.
Yeah, she had a lot of stuff going on before that. A lot of, wasn't there like some domestic violence type stuff going on with a boyfriend, and it was just a lot of stuff.
And if I remember correctly, she helped raise her siblings. You know, something happened to her parents, and then she helped raise them to some degree. I can't remember the whole story there.
Again, we don't know what people are going through on a daily basis. You never know, what they're going through.
Patty Stewart said that she went to that Brad Paisley concert with a bad date that night. So what happened, Patty? Oh.
I think everybody's had that bad date.
It's amazing how something like that will stick with you for life. You can hear that artist name and go, oh, well, that was a bad date. I don't like them because of that. Who remembers back in the 1980s when I was a kid? But I do remember the tampering with medicine on store shelves. And I can't remember, which pill was it that they were putting the was it Tylenol?
Yeah,
it was Tylenol. They put the poison in, was killing people. It would be starting on this date that they would no longer sell capsules that J&J to where you could put them back together because of that. Evil people in this world.
There is evil people. There's some miserable people in this world, too.
Yeah, Karen Elmore says it was Tylenol. Thank you for backing that up.
Yeah. You ever notice that miserable people, I mean, not just trying to hurt people physically, but miserable people try to make everybody else miserable.
You can have a great office team of people, and that one person shows up that's just not happy and wants to make everybody else unhappy.
That's right.
Shame on you. But that's a few of the things that happened on this day. And then also, we wind out this little segment of this happening on this date. And somebody needs to let his network know that he has passed away, because to flip over there, you think he's still there.
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh passed away on this date. And this was right before that when he was presented with the Presidential Medal of Honor there. And he was a pioneer in the radio industry of becoming a talk show. Everybody formatted after Rush.
Right. And he loved this country.
Ooh,
I mean, he was
He
was always talking, about the country and upholding the country, and
I think it was 93. They used to be called people that followed him ditto heads. I don't know if they still were. We watched him on television when he had his first TV show. And rarely, did he ever have people that co-hosted or came in? He had once a week to where he let people call in, but outside of that, he didn't do interviews. It was all Rush and his thoughts.
Yeah.
He knew politics like nobody else did. And I do miss Paul Harvey, the greatest there was of all time.
That's right.
They just don't get any better than that. That's a few of the things that happened on this date. It seemed like there was one other thing that and I didn't make a note of it that I was going to bring up, and I have forgotten it.
Well, he's one of the ones that he said what he wanted to say, and it didn't matter if you liked it or you didn't.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, I say a lot, there's a handful of people now in the media that will do that. But
a handful.
Just a handful. A lot of people don't want to offend anybody, and they don't want to make anybody mad. But there is a handful of people that will tell it like it is, and if you like it, that's good, and if you don't, oh well.
Follow those people.
Yeah.
That's where honesty comes out on that. A big thank you to Amy Barrett watching us from Robertsdale, Alabama this morning. I hope everything's good for y'all down there. And Misery Loves Company, who said that it moved on me there?
Steve Shipman.
Yeah. And that is true.
Yeah. I think people just try to get, some people like any kind of attention. It doesn't matter if it's bad attention.
So long as
they got attention, feel sorry for you in a way, but anyway.
Yeah.
Bill Reinhart, good morning. He's an everyday watcher.
Yeah.
Candace Fuller, good morning to you.
You the folks that watch us every day, and we would love for you to share this and get other folks to follow us. That's how it gets bigger and bigger as we go quite along and adding folks each day. So we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, Miss Joyce Poole, good morning to you, and everybody stay safe, and we do hope everybody stays safe today.
We will go, should things turn bad, we will go live on all three networks on television to let you know, from CBS to NBC and Fox. Today, should it go bad here at Twin States, we'll go live on all those to make sure that you're aware of what happened. So be standing by, and we'll let you know there. I had a chance to talk to somebody else in the community yesterday, and we got talking about fishing. It's always good to go fishing, and it was Chet Parker. Chet is one of the big-time fishermen. He's waiting for Saturday to hit the water. He can't wait. Center Hill is where you'll find him, and so many great folks work for Chet. I know quite a few guys that work there. They take pride in their work.
They do.
A man's word is his man's word, and that's what you'll find at Chet. We've talked about that before. Something that has almost become a thing of the past. Well, it still happens there. A handshake, that's how they do business there. 737-2961 is the telephone number that you'll find them. Talk to them. They'll tell you more about all of this there at Chet's as you go through and take a look at the cars. Yeah, they got a bunch that they fixed, pickup trucks, and a whole lot more. See them there. If you got a fender bender, they'll put it back, make sure that the color matches. See them. Again, that's Chet's Paint and Body. Insurance claims are welcome. They'll walk you through that process and take care of it. Chet's Paint and Body.
On my way to class, I was blindsided at a four-way stop. I never saw it coming.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home. And if you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
The back porch of Meridian is now open on Highway 19. Anything outdoors. Grills, fryers, pellets. And all grills come with free assembly. Whether you're looking for a cooler or custom woodwork. Plus local beef, milk and ice cream from Beeson, products from Cyples Mills, spices, and a whole lot more. And don't forget to check out the She Shed, where you'll find authentic Louis Vuitton purses and more. And we can't leave out the spoon fudge. The back porch, Highway 19 North Meridian. How well do you know that or know about that? Because I quit watching NFL, but Aaron Rodgers, do you know who I'm talking about? He's the football quarterback. He's really good at what he does. But everything I've read about the fella and his family, and there's always stuff that you don't know about, but he ain't called home in like years. He got famous and he ain't called him back.
Really?
And I read an article where his brothers and sisters and dad were going, what happened? Now, there could be more to the story that we don't know, but we find out this morning that he ain't getting married. They calling it quits, a girl that he was engaged to. I think they've been 2 years or better that were engaged.
I don't know. I don't watch the NFL stuff. So
I don't either. But Aaron Rodgers, he's big.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say without knowing everybody's. But that interview I read was like, whoa. Yeah. But there's two sides to every story, and sometimes there's three. Depends on how many family members are involved in it. I've been called some ugly names down the road, and there's always a different side to to something. So,
oh, me too.
Just thought you might want to know all of that. So you know where I'm coming from on that.
Yeah.
What is the latest? I know that you stay you stay on top of this stuff as we watch the truckers that are in Canada at the border. What is the latest that you're hearing on all of this? They got martial law that they've enacted there.
It's crazy that they've done that, though, because it's peacefully done. I mean, somebody this morning made the comment that they're being so peaceful that it's kind of like they're sitting around having a block party. That's what somebody said this morning. I was listening. Well, they had a jumpy house for the kids. I mean, but it's being peaceful. They're just really standing up for what they think is right. On the mandate thing. I don't think people should have to be mandated to get the vaccine if they don't like. If they don't want to get it, I just think it should be everybody's choice, and I don't think it should have to do with anything about your business or your driving or anything. And some people, like some truckers, have independently owned trucks.
Correct.
They're the ones I think who are really suffering because they put their.
If that truck ain't rolling, they're losing money.
Right. And then there's other ones that work for companies that if the company wants them to keep going and they don't, they could get fired. I mean,
Yeah.
But I think people are backing these guys and possibly women too, drivers. I think they're being backed by the citizens, and they even,
Everybody's calling it the unjustified emergency. Mm-hmm. Now, as you get into this stuff, and I always remember, because I've read comments on Facebook and things that I posted before, well, why don't you just put martial law and come in and take over that town? You don't want that.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that goes along with that.
You have no rights anymore. You are up to the military and however they want to do it. In time of war, that's what happens. You don't want that. You have money, they can take it. Anything that you own. And you
think they're just trying to control one little area, but when you do that, they have control over everything.
So y'all watch all that as we stand by and watch what happens in Canada more and more and more with this stuff.
I wonder sometimes, because it was mentioned, I saw it yesterday, somebody was saying, this could trickle on down to the United States people
easily
doing that. Because if they start mandating it, if they did for the truckers here, I don't know, maybe they already have. I don't even know. I would imagine that people here would take a stand too. You know what that means, though? You better stock up on your groceries because you won't be getting them.
Yeah, if you can't get the truckers to deliver it to you, you've got a problem. Mm-hmm. And truckers are what makes this nation work.
That's right.
It does. And that includes they haul it to trains. They pick it up from trains. So
it's a very well-needed job for people to have. And, they should be respected. Too.
That's what's going on with these truckers that we watch here. Other headlines across America. Let's see. We got a few more that's happening. How do you pronounce that guy's name up there? Trudeau.
Trudeau.
Mm-hmm. He's not real popular right now.
Yeah, he's not.
Would they like to extend that? Yep, they sure would. Let's see here. A record 104,000 Americans, this is sad, have died from drug overdoses during the last 12 months. You don't see that a lot. That's a lot of people that have died from that.
Yes.
$104,000. 104,000 people. There's always someone that in and around you that their family is affected by drug use.
Right. And,
it's a disease,
it could be an accidental overdose, too. But, just from being addicted to a drug and taking too much of it. Or I've just heard of that a lot of times. People taking something else, and having an accidental overdose.
Yeah.
It's just scary.
So things like that. We had someone mention just a moment ago they were wanting to know about the area of Bailey when it comes to the bad weather this afternoon. Mm-hmm. Yes, Bailey is a part of where it could turn bad. We don't have I can't tell you at 2:35 that it's going to be there, but it's in the area that it could turn bad. Also got a note on Neshoba Central, I believe, just a little bit ago. Yeah, Neshoba Central will be dismissing classes at what time is that?
12 to 12:15 today, Neshoba Central.
So they're added to our list of schools that are going to be turning out. I haven't heard, if you're watching from the Louisville area, I haven't heard anything in Winston County of what schools are doing there. So if you're watching in that area, let us know on that. Mm-hmm. We'd love to pass that information along to everybody else.
Somebody said they heard that they took tires, it was on down, off of the trucks on some people's things. Yeah. They froze their bank accounts. They did something with their insurance to put it to a halt. They've done a lot of stuff that I feel like was way over the line.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Newton County letting out of school early also, we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So Candace for governor. Wow. Did you hear that news story I done the other day about the state of Mississippi where they're trying to raise it to where you go, hey, I'd like to run for governor, and you run over and you sign up? They're trying to raise.
Where do I sign? No,
well, they're trying to raise the pricing of this to where somebody that basically this low income couldn't run for office. You'd have to have $2,000 or so to go run for an office.
Really?
And I guess they think that would cut is the word riffraff, is that the word for it?
I guess just anybody, and
And they referenced that old boy on the Democrat side a few years ago that was a truck driver that signed up, and he won the Democratic ticket.
Right. Well, I think there's a lot of people who've been in politics for years and run for governor, and then you have some people like that's never been in politics, but they have a lot of experience in the real world. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's only
sometimes it takes a change like that to make a difference.
I think it's 3 states in the United States. Alabama is one of those that has a higher fee, and that could be voted on and passed. We'll see what happens. And boy, them trying to get themselves a raise in the legislature disappeared quickly as Mississippians went, And Chris McDaniel told them, you knew what this paid when you ran for the office. Don't be wanting more.
And try to do it in a hurry, right?
Yeah,
that's what we said yesterday.
You don't hear much since Dog is not on television. Dog hadn't gotten a new television show, has he?
I don't think so.
He got dropped for something, I'm sure. But over in Hawaii, we don't hear a lot about the crime. It's pretty neat to watch a newscast every now and then from Hawaii. But a husband has been arrested. He's 34 years old. Why? Well, his wife was having a fling with a 47-year-old. He couldn't live with it any longer. He waited on the old boy and shot him. Killed him. He's going to the big house now. Jealousy will get the best of someone. Those moments of anger, lost it. Katie Couric is insisting that in her memoir, she wasn't mean-spirited. She was just calling it the way it was and for the people that deserved it. Do y'all believe that? Katie Couric.
I'm sure each host has a lot of stuff that they could get, that they know on these other people. She just seems to be putting it all out there.
Well, she is chunking it out there. And so is our buddy Kumo, Chris Kumo. He's laying it all out there on executives.
Yeah.
If I'm going down in the Titanic, you're going with me, I think is what his thoughts are. And they're doing that.
Maybe he'll take them all with him.
CNN is in bad shape.
Clean the house.
Most likely is going to sell before I think it's been green-lighted to be sold. Maybe it'll have a new direction and bring it back to the way it was once, to where you got an alternative. Newsmax has never caught on to compete with Fox News. It's there, but it is just not at that level. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So we'll see what becomes of it. Fox News still dominating cable news nationwide. Still it. As we turn to talk about our friends when it comes to a home, and now I'm going to be updating this week because it's ever changing in homes. So many people choose them to list their homes. And then there's this group here that comes and buys from them. Well, it takes both sides. And Snowden and Company is there for you. Even if you want to build a home, talk to them about that. They're building homes in the neighborhood of this. Now, they've been chosen by you as some of the top sellers in the community. They're here. They'll be here tomorrow. Professionals, different homes to choose from. Now, a lot of these you got to check often because they sell quickly. This one, I know 100% sold this week. It's off the market. You can't go get that. What a beautiful home that was.
Yeah.
But if you'd like your home to sell, talk to them. Find out why they sell so quickly. This just went under contract. A double wide. You'll see that and many other homes to choose from. Snowden and Company. Choose the people that other people do, your friends and neighbors. Ask around, and you'll find out why so many people use them. That number to call, 453-3937. Again, Poplar Springs Drive is where you'll find them. See them today, Amanda and her team, and there they are. You'll see them all over Meridian showing homes. They're good at what they do, and find out why so many people choose them.
I'm Robert from West Point, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $350,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Since 1985, Miss Rodney's Muffler Shop has been taking care of you. As a matter of fact, they're ranked as the #1 muffler dealer in the South Central Mississippi area. Still located on 8th Street where you can conveniently drop in. Well, they offer you all the Flowmaster and dual pipes that you'll need, any custom bending for your vehicle. They offer mufflers, muffler deletes, and even factory stock mufflers. They can even install a converter for you. 482-8211. 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they're open until noon on Saturday. And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we talk about our friends on North Hill Street. If you need a florist, they're there.
That's right, they are. I went there the other day and got my mother some flowers.
Bet she was happy.
On Valentine's Day. Yeah, they were really, really pretty. They had some pretty things. Green plants in there and little gifts, like gift shop gifts.
Right.
That they could add in a basket if you want them. But roses, and the arrangements are just different from anything else you see. There's a lot of different flowers incorporated in them. And, I mean, they can even do for funerals, weddings, any kind of occasion that you want. It might just be just for a day that you want to say, have a wonderful day and I love you.
Yeah, that's right. That happens there. Honeysuckles, you'll find them on North Hill Street. Drop in and visit with them. It's a floral boutique, 453-3055. They'll help you with anything that you happen to be looking for there. That's right. What time have we got? I can't see that over there in the corner.
8:55.
All right, we got a few more minutes before we have to exit this morning. Some more top stories that are happening across America. Let's take a look at some of this here. As a guy, this would be awful. Mm-hmm. You plan a trip, you rent a car, you get on an airplane, and next thing you know, there's cops all around you. And they say you've stolen something. You go, no. Well, a gentleman was arrested for stealing a Hertz rental car that, as it turned out, he was telling the truth. Mm-hmm. He paid for the rental, and they turned him in for stealing it. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a large apology, and he may get a few rentals for the rest of the year. But that would be horrible for that to happen to you.
Yeah, that's awful.
Have mercy there. Let's see what else is we've got stirring here. As we brought up that credit card thing, it's the highest in 22 years. I was wrong on that. 22-year high. Balances have skyrocketed to $52 billion.
Oh my gosh, $52 billion. That is crazy high.
That's called
went up by $52 billion to $860 billion in the last 3 months.
Holy smokes.
Goodness.
So do you put a lot on credit cards, or are you the type that if you put it on there, you try to pay it off at the end of the month?
If we use a credit card, it's paid off at the end of the month.
Always a good policy. Mm-hmm. My grandfather used to always say, before I came along, I'm always told what he said. He passed away before I was born, but if you can't pay for it, don't get it.
Look, and my husband, I'm like, can't you just, why you got to pay it all off right at the end? And he's like, paying it off. You know, if you can, that's great. You know, yeah. I think it's a good thing to do.
It keeps you from getting into to trouble later.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I never really liked credit cards, though. I mean,
but there are some people that is the word is like an addiction. They can't control it. Mm-hmm. It's not really real if you can slide it.
Yeah, some people get a credit card, charge all this stuff, and never pay it at all.
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of called stealing.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
As we turn to Joe, and I'm talking about Joe Minchin from West Virginia. He's out talking once again. And I almost maybe see the point of this. He says that he wants to put into to law, he's going to propose it to where the VP could not stop an election. You know, because
they can't overturn it. Yeah.
Is that good or bad? I hadn't really thought about this deep, to where Mike Pence could have stopped what happened last time and he didn't. Do you think that should be stopped where on both sides of the fence the VP can't do that?
Yeah. I mean,
I would have to really dig deeper into the law of what causes them to stop it. If there was really something wrong, okay, but we wouldn't want that to be enacted for no reason at all, just because they don't like the outcome. So, but Joe,
that's a thin line right there.
Very
as to what
thin.
Would make it okay or not, you know.
You think you've got it bad here in America as we turn to other countries? Migrants, they're sewing their mouths shut. And when I tell you literally sewing their mouths shut, they're doing that. They got pictures of that. I'm not going to show it. They want to be traveled through the United States. There are, But the headline reads, desperate migrants sew their mouths shut in protest as they demand to be allowed to travel more than 1,000 miles through Mexico to the U.S. border.
So what does sewing your mouth shut have to do with that?
You got me.
I know some people that need to sew their mouth shut. And their fingers so they can't.
In America, they go burn buildings. Over there, they're sewing their mouth shut. Mm-hmm. And the pictures with this news story show it, needle and thread. Going through, boy.
Golly.
Yeah, I ain't never believed in nothing that bad that I want to go out and.
No.
There you go there. These folks that run off to other countries for surgeries, be careful. Mm-hmm. We got one that went to Mexico, had buttock implants put in. She died from it.
Yeah, I've heard of people getting like liposuction out of state and stuff like that, or not out of state, out of country.
Yeah, Mexico is not the place to get that.
Yeah.
We will be on top of the severe weather for you today. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back later and throughout the day to keep you safe.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by